And breaking news tonight in the tragic shooting of an unarmed teen.
With the woman who heard a Sanford vigilante gun down a teenager on February 26.
Neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman claimed self-defense when he shot and killed Trayvon Martin last month.
Police have the gun, they've got the shooter, but they have not arrested him.
He wasn't armed, he was carrying a bag of Skittles and an iced tea.
This as fresh protests calling for Zimmerman's arrest continue to erupt nationwide.
You know, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon.
Since the beginning of slavery in the United States, there's been a racial divide in our society. The black male has been stereotyped by his physical appearance and even nonverbal behavior. A prime example is the story of young Trayvon Martin wearing a hoodie while walking from a convenience store to his father's condo inside a gated community. Martin, a 17-year-old, was categorized as suspicious by neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman.
Zimmerman then pursued Martin and claims he shot and killed him in self-defense. Now Zimmerman was arrested after the murder, but released that same night. It took Floridian authorities 45 days to arrest him. Lately, society has been inundated with different perspectives on this case. The recurring question in the case is, was this a racially motivated act? JSU students hit the streets to find out what the Jackson State community thinks.
Is an African-American male in a suit more or less threatful than an African-American male in a hoodie?
But I am urging the parents of Black and Latino youngsters particularly to not let their children go out wearing hoodies.
Would appear to be less threatful, because if the African-American male is in a suit and he's more business type, more focused, he has a purpose, he's carrying himself in a way he got something, a goal to achieve right now, or just finished taking care of business. If you're in a hoodie, then you're more relaxed and you're not necessarily a threat, but as in you're not as focused right now. You're not about business right now. You're in a relaxed setting. So if you have somebody who's standing beside you doing business, then you know nothing to worry about. He got his own goals, something to take care of. Hoodie, what's on your mind?
No, I really don't believe that. I believe that you can be violent in whatever it is that you wear. Crime isn't based on who wears the suit. You do have your white collar and your blue collar crime, of course. And so to say that, you know, this person is less violent or less threatening than the next person simply because of a suit that he has on, no, that's ignorance. It needs to be deeper than that.
It depends on the environment. If the African American in the suit, if he's like out here on campus, yes, he's way more, you know, I can't think of the word. but like outside of the streets, an African American in a hoodie is dangerous because you never know what he's gonna do.
I say less threatful.
The suit less threatful? Why you say that?
I don't know. They look professional.
No, for my personal reason, because I wear hoodies all the time and I know that I'm not a threat to anyone. And when I put on a suit, you know, I feel like it's the same. You can't really just judge anybody about their attire and their appearance.
Well, I would say yes, because the way you dress, kind of, people can get like first impression from that. And I know Trayvon Martin, he was in a hoodie, so it makes him appears more suspicious, but still I think, yeah. For me personally, I wouldn't mind, but I mean, for the majority, it might look more threatening.
I guess maybe because like a lot of people who do like crimes and I don't know what, wear this kind of clothes, so that's why they like, when they saw him wearing this, they thought like he's
criminal.
Yeah, so that's why they shot him.
A man in the suit is less threatful to whites than a man in the hoodie, because a man in the hoodie, they feel threatened by them, just like Trayvon case walking, they don't know what you're gonna do or not. But a man in the suit, they think you going to take care of business.
So you think is an African American male in a suit is less threatful than they are in hoodies?
I agree with that, cause you know we've attended some events, and when I be with a black man who is very suitable, and they really, wow, he's a gentleman, he's really good. But if like he was in hoodies, it's not probably that I think he's not good as that. I mean, yeah.
So do you know about Trayvon Martin's case?
No.
You know what? Because like you're talking about something that it happens to me too. Because like people, they saw me, you know, bad idea about Muslims, you know. So
Right.
she was wearing the scarf. Oh, probably she's a terrorist, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not. I mean, it's not a reason to to judge people from what they're wearing. I don't think so. This is some like everyone is free to wear whatever he wants. So with like you can't judge people by their clothes. This is not a personality actually.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, you cannot really judge people from what they wear, and a lot of people wear hoodies, and it doesn't really mean anything. So
yeah, I like kind of fashion in my country. Guys like they wear it because kind of fashion, you know, African American fashion. So it's not because like, yeah, about crimes and everything.
Do you feel the way different cultures express themselves through clothing affects the way they're viewed by other people?
Well, it depends on the stereotype. Some people have a pre-knowledge about this kind of wearing, so that they would think it's affect their life. For example, the hoodie thing or the scarf thing. But if they know that this is something related to that culture, for sure, this will not be a threat for them. So, I mean, as our duty in this for this society is to educate these people and to show to expose them to other cultures so that they can know that these kind of wearings, whether it's a scarf or a hoodie, is part of that culture.
Do you think that the way African American males present themselves affect the way the world portrays them?
At times, I think so.
You get used to it, you know, you do begin to get a little swag.
Because, like, even though, like, say me for instance, like, a person may look at me, think I'm a thug. But see, I'm in college, I'm a junior. See, but people always jump to conclusions from their first appearances.
People are going to judge everybody, period. The world is judgmental. Nobody's going to help that. As long as there's a law system, there's going to be people judging.
Yes, I would say it does to a certain extent. I mean, a lot of guys do things to fit in with other guys because they feel that they don't want to be judged. Instead of being themselves, they go in with the in crowd. So that's my opinion on that situation.
Yeah, kind of like, yeah, I heard some like, I see some black boys like were playing the hip hop and especially wearing kind of stretch clothes, stretch hoodies. I think, wow, that might be not really good. Yeah, I think so.
Certain stigmas are attached to certain behaviors, like it's called symbolism. And so when you have a certain type of symbol around a certain type of male, like say for instance the black hoodie or the fitted cap or the sagging pants, those certain types of stigmas around, when you portray it negatively in the media, then you've automatically socialized and objectified a certain type of image. And when you do that in the media, you tend to make it seem like this is the only way. And astray from that is definitely the negative that we get. And so I would say it's more about you know, how if the media continuously projects, you know, the person wearing the baggy clothes as a thug, then you'll continuously see people attaching certain clothing, just clothing, as a symbol and as a stigma of negativity.
Okay. They always get away.
Is it okay to be a town hero and conduct a personal investigation on being after authorities prohibit the person from approaching a suspect?
Well, I don't think so, because maybe it is the responsibility of officers. I mean, not some like strangers who it's not safe for the strangers themselves, also for the suspect. Yeah. So.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
No. If proper authorities already told you don't do something, why do it? It's putting you above the law. You want to obey the law. That's almost like, I hate to use this analogy, but you know, you have quote-unquote superheroes. The reason why authorities have a problem with it because they act outside the law. Even though they're doing the good, what they feel for the good of the community, you have authoritative figures there to do it. And you know, if somebody is on communicating with authorities or the law, and they're saying don't do it, let us handle it, let them do their job.
Is it okay to be a town hero and conduct a personal investigation on a beat after authorities prohibited the person from approaching the suspect?
I don't think that it's necessary at all if you are not some type of official who has been given the right and to undertake certain types of behaviors. Now, I'm not giving pass to policemen who are crooked, but at the same time, you know, we did give them, you know, the right, and we did give them, you know, put our trust that they will protect us. And so, for an example, you know, a policeman who saw a young man who was probably doing the speed limit, but his windows were a bit foggy, and so he thought that, of course, you know, that they probably had been smoking. And so when he gets there, he doesn't find smoke, but he finds, you know, other types of illegal substances in it. He hasn't necessarily, you know, found what he was looking for, but he did find, you know, he did do his job. But when you're not in a position, when you don't have that certain status, if it hasn't been deemed to you, like, I'm not asking you to be president if I haven't voted you in. And so, as community watching, because that's what we know the young man Zimmerman, well, the man Zimmerman was, we make mistakes. Now, I'm not acquitting him, you know. I really feel like, you know, I don't think that it should have ever gotten to the point where you had to kill the young man. But I think that I think that he had in his mind, he really felt like the young man was a threat. So I can't be critical of him.
They've killed my son, and now they're trying to kill his reputation.
Do you think if Zimmerman and Martin were the same race, that this case would be handled the way it is now?
Yes. It would. I mean, no, I take that back. No, it would not be handled the same way that it is now. My bad.
Why do you feel that way?
I feel that way because there's been other incidents that went on to whereas they immediately started investigating the case without any hesitation, I would say. Because of the law that Florida has, it kind of, I would say they kind of slow down the progress, the investigation and all of that. But I don't know. I guess I want to say, I can't get that clear because I want to say so much, but my words get jumbled up. So.
No, honestly not. The issue is that he's a black male who was killed by somebody who's not black, and black on black crime is treated differently as it is. And it had been black, it would have been treated just like a black on black crime situation.
You know, because they wouldn't have the racial tension there is now up inside him. It's racial tension that's making this such a big deal. If they were the same race, it'd have been, oh, he just killed another person and just throw him in jail.
I think it would definitely be handled different because especially if they were both black, we would have a lot of discussions on internalized racism and self-hate and black on black profiling. It would have been, it definitely would have been bigger, I would say, you know, but it wouldn't have been so public. It would have been one of those things that we sit down in the kitchen and talk about, you know, and it probably would be forgotten about. But yeah, it definitely is. We would have had a different take on it. Yeah, and I honestly don't know how to feel about it if it was of any other race, because we have a stigma on black crime. Like we really do feel like black people aren't supposed to kill black people. Like so what are you saying? Like, can they kill white people? And so we have a stigma on black crime itself. Crime is crime. That's how I feel about it. Crime shouldn't happen. But crime does happen. We can't prevent crime. And so, crime won't stop. There are ways that you can prevent it, but crime won't stop. And so, yeah, I do think that if it was a black on black thing, it definitely would have taken differently. So, yeah.
Can you repeat that? Okay. Do you think if Zimmerman and Martin were the same race, that this case would be handled the way it is now?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Why not?
Because since the beginning, everything has been black and white, Hispanic, Chinese. It's been ethnicities. Nobody just looks at a person as a human. They look at them as their race, ethnicity.
According to state crime stats, Florida averaged 12 justifiable homicide deaths a year from 2000 to 2004. After Stand Your Ground was passed in 2005, the number of justifiable deaths has almost tripled to an average of 35 a year and an increase of 283% from 2005 to 2010.
Yes. All right, what is your... Just gunshot.
Should Florida's Stand Your Ground law be applied to protect a society or societies from suspicious beings?
I mean, there's a lot of suspicious people out here. How you going to protect everybody from everybody? Everybody is suspicious to another person. So you can't just say that.
It should protect society. That's the question, right? Either society or society is a suspicious being. It should protect society. Suspicious being is in other words, protect somebody who may appear to be a certain way. Basically, protect it from an assumption, which means you can defend an assumption anywhere, but assuming things doesn't mean you're correct or right. But if it's the society itself as a whole, somebody who may be damaging to the society, then it has a more greater purpose to protect something like that. Not protecting an assumption, but protecting a fact.
To my understanding, I think that the Stand Your Ground law has legitimacy in prejudging and profiling, because it's necessary, I would say, to prejudge and profile. Of course, I did state earlier about the certain stigmas and certain symbols that clothing can put on a person. And so when you do see someone, walking around in the baggy jeans, looking as if they're holding a piece of steel, you can kind of answer. You be like, okay, let me go over to the right, or let me go over to the left, or let me try not to be over there where he is. And so I think that you need to really look deeper into what it is, how you're portraying yourself, because perception is everything, and that's how we have a bit of continuity to ourselves. That's how we feel comfortable. That's how we feel secure, because if we get used to the thug being the thug, then all of a sudden there's a difference. And so yeah, I think that there is legitimacy to the Stand Your Ground law or act or whatever, if it has been passed. I think there is legitimacy to that, but I don't think that you should be able to take action. I don't think that you should therefore discriminate and make action based on your stereotypical and profiling behavior. I don't think that that's legitimate at all.
As we've heard from various reactions, the tension between races did not end with the Civil Rights Act of 1965. There is social unrest that exists within our communities, and it can be expected that racial stereotypes have been exposed to a larger audience than ever before.
I am Trayvon Martin.
I'm Trayvon Martin.
I am Trayvon Martin.
I am Trayvon Martin.
I'm Trayvon Martin.
I am Trayvon Martin.
I am Trayvon Martin.
I'm Trayvon Martin.
I am Trayvon Martin. I'm Trayvon Martin.
Where's your Trayvon Martin?
I am Trayvon Martin.
I am Trayvon Martin.
I'm Trayvon Martin.
I am Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin.